My name is Yasu. Today I'll be doing my video essay on Arthur Miller's Death of the Salesman. Arthur Miller's Death of the Salesman is about the main character, Willy Loman, trying to chase the American dream, but that dream turns into a nightmare, and it sort of traps him, and his desire to become, successful causes him to lose himself and lose the family and friends that care for him. Basically, even though the play was written back in 1949, I believe, its message is very impactful, and you can see a lot of the things that it talks about in present day. In the Death of the Salesman, Willy Loman, the main character, believes that becoming popular and charming and nice and everything is the way to becoming successful. He tells his son, quote, "The man who makes the appearance, the man who creates personal interest is the man who gets ahead." But this doesn't work out for him in the end. It's his whole life. He just ends up broke, tired, and ashamed of himself. His dream of being successful as a salesman just never happens. His obsession with success also hurts his family. His son Biff sees this and he says, quote, "We've been talking in a dream for 15 years. That's the moment," unquote. That shows Willie that his version of success was never real. It was just something he was chasing after that could never come to fruition. When Miller wrote the play back in the late 1940s, that was after World War II had ended, and success was measured by either having a steady job, having a good amount of income coming in, or also owning a house. But Miller uses Willy Loman to show the dark side of the American dream, basically showing us the pressures of being a man in that type of society, how you were supposed to have all the revenue coming in for the family, how you have to be the breadwinner, etc. And it leads people to sort of emotionally detach from things and emotionally lose themselves. Willie's tragedy sort of reflects on the obsession of trying to become successful and to basically show to other people that you have money, and that's a lot. You can see that a lot, especially now, like 70 something years after the play was written. Modern day people are still driven by the American dream, especially younger children, especially like my generation, Gen Z and Gen Alpha, and even those who are older than us. You sort of see it nowadays, but due to the way things are, sort of how like college tuition has risen exponentially throughout years, especially how housing prices are especially even becoming more and more expensive, how to the point where it's become unlikely that my generation will ever own a home, and how the generation after us will more likely be renting homes. And so you sort of see the inequality in things, and how success has become harder and harder to reach throughout the years. How the gap of going from someone with little to no money to becoming rich has become extremely harder. And you can also see how the American dream sort of affects other people by looking at streamers or like people who make videos or make TikToks or stuff like that, because you especially see that in them when they do certain things to gain the attention of people, like jumping off buildings, or also causing public fights, or having public things going on. And so you can see that a lot in nowadays. I'd say Arthur Miller also shows us that, like Willie, working nonstop sort of causes people to feel stuck where they are, and the pressure of trying to make it can also cause people to lose who they are, and can lead to things like burnout, anxiety, depression. And social media nowadays only adds on to that. When you scroll, you'll see someone probably a few years younger than you already owning a business and racking in more money than you'd make in probably a few months or a few weeks. And so the stress, the anxiety, and the feeling of wanting to do better is just put onto someone to just puts pressure onto someone to do better, which isn't good for their mental health, or in general isn't good for someone, because it just doesn't help out in the end. Willy's story basically feels sort of like timeless, because it shows us how people today still measure their self-worth through things like they have, like cars, money, housing, even pets. Some people with pets, some people buy pets that are exotic or that no one else has, to show off that they have money and that they're successful, and to show that they are like better than someone else. And this sort of shows you that instead of trying to find the peace in life or find a purpose, people want to become more than what they think, become more than what anyone else wants to be. So yeah, Willy Loman's, in conclusion, Willy Loman, in conclusion, the death of the salesman, for Willy, it's not just about a man chasing a dream, it's about all of us chasing a dream, and what success really means to us, whether it's chasing it, whether it's worth risking losing family or friends, or etc. And you sort of see, like 70 plus years later, that people are willing to do anything to chase that dream. And that's how the book sort of shows us that we are in a case of Willy Loman, chasing our for the dreams, but we'll never know the outcome of those dreams until one day it happens. So yeah, thank you. Have a good day. Bye bye.